Hello world! Welcome back to Shadowrun Session 3. When last we left our heroes, they are in an office building doing a data heist, and they have reached their goal, but that's only half the job. So, now we get to do the messy half. It's been a minute since we played. We got delayed a couple of times, but welcome back. And without further ado, anybody have anything to say before we kick off?
Hi.
Hi. At the end of the last game, I said that I had drawn my gun and was going to try and hit the guy over the back of the head when he came out of the elevator. But I'm actually going to switch that to my knucks instead.
Alright. Noted. Here we go. 12:36 a.m. Detroit Metroplex, East 19th Street, Outer Sprawl Office Strip, 10th floor of the Delphi Data Solutions high-rise. You've located the host mainframe in a massive server room. Nico and Echo have just powered it up. A few minutes ago, a camera alarm was tripped, recognizing an unauthorized holstered gun. A few minutes before that, a security spider stumbled on a virtual intruder and panicked, rebooting her device. A few minutes before that, a patrolling air spirit was banished in the stairwell. A few minutes before that, a rat bit the only guard overseeing the rear security checkpoint. A few minutes before that, radical data liberation activists started a riot on the front steps of the complex. It's probably a matter of time before local authorities arrive, if not night-errant high-threat security squads. You probably have minutes. You hope it's closer to 30 than to 3. In Matrix space, Nico and Milo, a massive virtual office complex is rising rapidly out of the earth, occupying a similar footprint to the physical building you're standing in. It looks less detailed, better lit, and lacks all the interior design and practical day-to-day items that litter the actual complex around you. In place of desks, there are impossibly large filing cabinets, rows upon rows, occupying all floors. To your brain, plugged in with VR SimSense, it smells like paper chemicals and coffee. It's silent, stuffy, like being inside of a vault. Meanwhile, in meat space, Cressida and Kelsey duck behind an interior wall less than 10 meters away from you, on the lookout for trouble. The elevator clunks to a halt, dings once, and you hear the faint scraping of the doors opening. You hold your breath. Cressida and Kelsey. What's up, Elric? Welcome to the party. Cressida and Kelsey, since you are lying in wait, before we do any initiative rolls or kick anything off, I'll let you each sort of declare an action, and that action can be I squat and wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I've got knucks on, and I'm ready to try and spring and knock this guy out before he gets too far.
Okay. So you're just ready to pounce as soon as somebody comes into view?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Cressida, are you in lie in wait mode, or do you want to do anything preemptively?
I am crouching defensively behind Kelsey and her knocks.
Okay.
But I have my hand in my sweater pocket just to make sure that my witch's moss is there in case I need to witch's moss anybody.
Alright, cool. It bears noting, the map looks very plain, but this is an office complex. There is a reception desk on the far side of this interior wall. This interior wall that you're next to probably has a little coffee station at it. There's cover around. If you are not directly adjacent to somebody, there's probably something to duck behind. Same goes for the server room. Milo and Nico, the room that you're standing in just has rows and rows of server consoles, and you're standing in front of a screen side by side, kicking up the mainframe. Your whole room is filled with electronics and server racks just humming to life. Just assume that they're in rows and that there's kind of aisles running between them. There's exterior windows to the building visible from the room that Cressida and Kelsey are in. The server room has no exterior windows. It's completely sealed off to the outside. So, without further ado, there's some music on. slowly, cautiously, a security guard holding a stun baton steps out from the elevator, looking to his left, looking to his right, scanning the room. You're kind of back behind him, ducked behind a wall, so he's not going to notice you immediately. If you would like to jump in, you can. We will roll initiative here.
I would like to jump in when it's just him coming out.
Okay.
I would like to attempt to sneak up behind him and.
Okay. There we go. Alright.
It's very suspenseful music.
Yeah. This is the digital mainframe music for the Matrix people.
I dig it.
Alright. I'm going to add some folks to the initiative tracker. Alright, initiative
Jeez
for everybody.
Louise.
It automates all of this. I think Echo and Orion are both set to Matrix mode unless you toggle it off, so this should be rolling your Matrix initiative. You act faster. Act faster and get more actions, because I'm assuming you're plugged into the host in Matrix space. If you unplug into Meat space, we can adjust things. Looks like Echo, of our 6 initiative rolls, you are going first. You're in the mainframe. You've not heard anything yet. You're plugged in virtually. This huge high-rise office complex just zooms up in front of you and then halts. Everything turns on. Lights are turning on inside of it. You're looking at a giant virtual copy of the building that you're in, but filled with filing cabinets, which presumably are data archives of some sort. If you want to just immediately start scanning for files and trying to get a feel for how they're ordered, the way to go about that is just with a Matrix perception roll.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to use my sprite that I have.
Okay. Have it do the roll. Alright, go ahead.
Which I'm pretty sure is a 6 and a 6. Sure. Okay. 3 hits.
3 hits? Alright. This is going to give you 2 different, two different useful pieces of information. You scan the file structure and see how they're addressed. You actually have an ID number of the particular file you're looking at, and that will tell you where to find it in the mainframe because they are organized by their identifiers. So it'll take a minute to traverse for what you want. Not a literal minute. It'll be fairly quick to traverse to the file that you want, that you were sent here on the mission for. But it'll be an action in its own right to go access it. The other thing is that you picked up that there is there's a patrolling icon of some kind that is moving, that has not yet noticed you, that has the virtual form of an office worker in a polo shirt, in an orange polo shirt with dark pants, just sort of striding around the virtual office, looking around. He doesn't seem to have noticed you yet.
Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna continue to try to traverse and find that file.
Yeah. Let's see. Doing the Matrix search will be your complex action, and then you can move to roughly the area where you think it's likely to be.
Yeah.
That'll probably be your turn.
Okay.
After that, let me see. Sorry, I'm getting used to this initiative
So Ryan next.
Yeah, I see that. I'm trying to make it select the right active person because it jumped to some arbitrary place in the initiative. Orion, you're up next. You can say what you're doing while I'm sitting here trying to figure out how this works. I'm listening.
Can I see Echo? Like.
Yeah, you're in there virtually with him. You both plugged in as soon as the thing booted up.
Okay. And so I'm assuming I see the same things that he sees.
You can share marks with your friends if you want. He can turn and tell you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean I can.
When it's a matter of noticing things with an initiative roll, he can tell you what he sees.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you the guys patrolling for sure.
Okay. Then I do have a question about programs.
Okay.
Because I have a sneak program. I don't know if.
Sneak program? Cool.
Yeah. But I don't like it's not loaded.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like loading it would take my action or.
Probably. One sec.
It defends against trace, so I don't know if that also matters. Is what it says. It gives me +2 dice pool modifier to defend against trace user actions.
Trace is how you find someone's physical location from the Matrix.
Okay.
So
if no one's looking for me, then
stop somebody from figuring out physically where you are in the building when you're flying around in the Matrix.
Okay.
I think.
That I feel like that makes sense. Track, not trace.
Oh, track.
Track keeps an eye. Oh no, wait, no, it's not track. I had one.
Track is probably the name of the program that does trace. Track program adds 2 to your data processing attribute when making trace user tests. Yeah, track is the name of the program. Trace is the name of the action.
Okay. So either way, it's not anything that can help me now. Then, is there anything that I can do to try and search for this file or make this search easier?
Yeah. They're addressed, so there's not much searching to be done. You can basically take your turn to fly to the file cabinet in Matrix space and access it if you want. Then you can find out if it's protected or anything like that.
I'm gonna try and time that when the guy is not patrolling.
He's gonna be making a Matrix perception test to detect icons, and so avoiding him is gonna be a matter of
hiding.
Yeah,
or
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna depend on a program you have running that conceals you. So hang on a sec. It's whatever opposes Matrix perception to notice your icon.
I have
Shadowrun, everyone. Where
the only 2 that I have
all matter.
would be Signal, Scrub, and Sneak.
Yeah.
I have multiple programs, but I don't think either of those help with.
If you're running silent, you can run silent, which gives you a -2 on all your Matrix actions, but makes it harder to notice your icon. And then it raises the Matrix perception they need to notice you and locate you. Let me see if there's an actual.
There's a sleaze action called Hide, but I don't know if that's.
Okay, let me look at that one then. That sounds like what I'm looking for. Do you have a page reference for it? Looking for it.
I don't. I was looking at it on Matrix Actions. That little cheat sheet.
Hide, there we go. You'll probably be spotted by another icon even if you're running silent. You can use this action to make the target lose you. If you succeed, the target stops spotting you and needs to perform a new matrix perception action against you if it wants to find you again. You can't hide from an icon that has a mark on you, so you need to clear those before you can try this again.
Okay. So that's where I get caught. So I'll run silent.
Okay.
And take that -2 and try and look for it.
Okay, sounds good. So you run silent, which will give you a -2 on any matrix actions you perform. You go to the place that Corey indicated where the file is likely to be. And it's one of the gazillion filing cabinets, but in matrix space you can move impossibly fast and just sort of zoom over to it once you see it. You can access it, it opens, and there is no protection, no encryption of any kind. It is just a wide open field of files. This seems to be a mainframe that was mainly supposed to be protected by the fact that it was not externally accessible without getting into the physical building. Now that you're standing in here, accessing the files, there's like no encryption and no protection on them at all. You are looking into the file cabinet, and it's just like a gazillion files that can be accessed, and it's a simple action to run silent, so you still have a complex action available if you want to just straight up access the file and copy it.
Yeah. Am I able to easily find the file? I don't even have to do like a matrix search to find the file specifically?
No. They're all indexed and listed, and there's no protection on it whatsoever.
These people are so arrogant.
Yeah, I mean, if I snag the file, does it look like what we're looking for? It doesn't look like it's a...
You don't know what you're looking for. You were given, like, a file ID.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, it has that file ID. This doesn't look like it.
Yeah, you find a file with a matching ID to the one that you're looking for, and you can copy it onto your comm link as an action. You're not going to be able to look at it or see its contents or anything unless you take another action on your next turn to do so.
Okay, I'll at least go ahead and copy it for now. But I will probably take a look at it at my next turn just to make sure that it has something on it. We're not copying a blank file.
Okay. You find the file ID, and you spend your complex action for the turn copying it onto your comm link. It transfers and completes. You believe that you have a copy of the file in your possession. That was hard. Meanwhile, Kelsey, you spot the security guard. He has a stun baton in one hand, and he's looking to his left, he's looking to his right. He doesn't appear to have noticed you yet.
Is it possible to creep up behind him and hit him in the back of the head?
Yeah, it is.
That's what I would like to do.
Alright, let's see. I'm trying to differentiate, like, D&D rules in my mind from this. Surprise. I want to see what kind of advantage surprise gives you. 92. Something I could have fucked up between sessions. Alright. To resolve surprise situations, all participants must make a surprise test, rolling reaction plus intuition. Characters who have been alerted in some way receive +3 die pool modifier on this test. That would apply to the security guard because he knows something is up. And he is actively looking for trouble. Success means individuals get to act normally. Failures mean they lose 10 from their initiative score on the first round of combat, and they're surprised. So, the security guard steps out. If you are not spending your turn sneaking, he's going to see you on his turn, but his turn will get kicked down in the initiative dramatically if he fails a surprise test. So,
Okay, is this surprise test or is this ambushing?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm looking on page 192 and I see ambushing under surprise test.
Okay.
I just didn't know if they were different.
Characters who plan an ambush and delay their actions while they lie in wait for the arrival or appearance of their targets, which definitely applies here, get a +6 on the surprise test. Ambushing characters are automatically not surprised by the characters they're ambushing. If the ambusher is unaware of his surprise activity, blah blah blah. Yeah, you don't even have to roll that. You're exempt from the surprise test because you're ambushing.
Okay.
he gets to make a roll, and if he fails it, then you're gonna get the jump on him, and he's gonna get kicked down 10 points in the initiative.
Sick. Alright, cool deal.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll for him. Let's see. Security guard. One moment. How do you roll just like a stat test? He wants to do reaction plus intuition. Oh, there we go. I found it right when I asked.
I have no idea.
Reaction plus intuition. Roll. Okay. Failure means he loses 10 from his... Okay. You react faster than him, you get the jump. He's not modifying his initiative because you got at least one success on that test. So he's alert, he's watching for you, he's expecting something, but you are lying in wait and you're behind him. So you get to go, and you won the initiative roll. So you're going to get to go first and go ahead and get the jump on him.
Okay, I'm just gonna... sorry, that was a lot of dice rolling for us to just continue forward. I'm gonna come up behind him and hit him in the head.
Welcome to Shadowrun. Yep. Alright. You jump up and try to whack him with your nooks.
Mm-hmm.
Nuck him. So that's an unarmed combat roll, I believe.
Yes. That's a lot of dice, only hit twice.
2 hits. Okay. Let's see. Do you want to try to subdue him, or do you want to try to hurt and kill him?
I was trying to knock him out.
Would be like, let's see. If you hit, you compare your strength and net hits to the defender's physical limit. Okay. If you want to do stun damage, okay, so you're trying to knock him out rather than kill him, or are you just...
Yeah. I'm not trying to kill him. I'm just trying to knock him out.
Okay.
Unless, like, killing him would be easier. But my go-to is not... Oh, I mean... okay, oh, I guess I don't care if he dies. My initial goal is to knock him out, but if he dies, I mean... He was getting paid.
Okay. Let's see. I'm checking if there's, like, a way to opt into stun.
Non-lethal damage.
It looks like the way to do that is subduing, which would, let's see. It would put him, you would jump up behind him, get him into a grapple lock, and then you can inflict stun damage on him while he's held. Or you can just hit him.
I'm just gonna hit him, I think.
Right. Go ahead. Okay. Well, alright. What is the damage? It is your strength plus 1?
Yes. So, 8?
Okay. Alright. That's a lot. And then, he has...
I can physically carry 2 party members. We knew that my strength was a lot.
Alright,
roll to see what you're going to tell his family when he,
Nothing. That's not my job.
He's not going to get the opportunity to defend here since you're getting the jump on him.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to kill this guy, aren't I?
Apply the AP modifier. There's no AP on your knuckles. He now rolls body plus his armor value to resist damage. And every hit modifies the damage value down by 1. Alright, I'm gonna roll for him. Armor? I thought his armor pool would be in here already. 1 sec. He has an armored vest, which may or may not affect anything. They inputted it in the tabletop, but it didn't carry the stats over, so I gotta check it in the book real quick. See how much he gets. 437. Alright, armored vest. Armor rating 9.
Armor rating 9? What does that
That's
mean?
a lot.
got 2
reducing
hits.
the hit. He's reducing the damage by 2, so it's down
So
to
6 damage.
6 damage. All right, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is not unconscious, but he is badly hurt and is taking a -2 to all actions until further notice from the 6 damage that you've done to him. He's knocked off balance, he's cursing under his breath, and he's spinning around, probably with blood coming out of his nose. And,
Nice.
Was that a simple action or a complex action to punch him?
complex action.
Dang. So I can't hit him again? What qualifies as simple action in this game? Like, is there a list?
There's a list, yeah.
Oh, simple actions.
Melee attack is a complex action. Simple actions are things like swapping the mode of one of your devices, changing the fire mode of your gun, giving a command to a spirit, observing something in detail, readying a weapon, drawing a weapon, picking up or putting down an object, things like that, taking cover.
Using a simple device. I wonder what a simple device is. Okay, that's probably the end of my turn.
Or throwing a lever, that kind of thing. And then complex
Okay.
actions are like your attack for the turn, casting a spell, summoning a spirit, that sort of thing. Alright, so, you ran up behind the guard, you bloodied him badly. He was caught off guard, he's in bad shape, but he's still on his feet. It is now...
That is unfortunate.
It is now the security guard's turn. He is going to...
Let's see.
swing a stun baton at you.
Jerk.
Stun baton, his accuracy 4. It does a whole bunch of stun damage. Mostly ignores armor if it hits. Alright. You can choose to react and dodge things. But it lowers your initiative on the initiative tracker by a few points anytime you do.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna try and dodge this. I feel like that is...
Alright. First, he's going to roll the attack. I think that's the order of operations.
Okay.
We're all learning.
Yeah.
Alright. Stun baton, he's going to make a melee attack. So let me get his stats. Whoops. Go. Alright. He's taking a -2. So his pool is reduced. Here's his swing. Alright. He's getting 2 hits. You have choices for defending in melee. Here are your choices. A defender has 5 choices for defending against melee attacks. And here they are. You can, if you have a melee weapon in hand, you can try to parry. If your hands are empty, you can use unarmed to try to block. I don't know how that counts with Nux. We'll figure it out in a sec. You can dodge, which is going to be reaction and intuition and gymnastics. All of those are going to reduce your initiative by 5, I believe, for the rest of the round. You can subtract 10 from your initiative to just go full defense, which is just avoid getting hit at all costs, or try to. And yeah, that is everything.
Okay. So...
Full defense,
My real
dodge,
options.
parry, block.
Yeah. Dodge / parry. You said it's gymnastics?
Yeah. Dodge is going to use your gymnastics skill. Parry is going to use your melee weapon skill.
Okay. Dodge.
They both subtract 5 from your initiative score.
Okay. Well, my unarmed combat is 10 dice as opposed to my gymnastics, which is 8. So I'm gonna try that.
You're doing gymnastics to dodge.
No, I'm gonna use unarmed combat because
Oh, okay.
it's an extra 2 dice.
Alright, so you're going to try to hit the stun baton to the side with your knuckles. So go ahead and make a... this is a reaction plus intuition plus melee weapon.
Oh, it's reaction plus intuition?
Oh,
Jesus, that's a ton of dice. Are you sure? That's
yeah. It's reaction plus intuition.
plus unarmed.
No, hold on. Sorry. This is... Parry interrupts an incoming melee attack. Parry action allows the character to roll reaction and intuition plus melee weapon as a defense test. What is melee weapon? Is that a skill?
Nope. It is not. If you want, it looks like I avoided it. If you want to us just look it up later, we can. I got 4 hits,
Okay, yeah, that'll be sufficient regardless.
and I would have rolled more dice doing reaction plus intuition.
Alright, he swings the stun baton at you, and you just punch it to the side, and it doesn't make contact with you. This will lower your initiative by 5. And, then we are on to Cressida. You get a turn.
Look him up, Cressida.
Okay, I might try out my witch's moss here,
Okay.
which I think I can use to try to paralyze him.
Yeah. So, which is boss.
It's amazing getting conked in the back of the skull didn't paralyze him.
You know, that's what I thought.
I was hoping.
Alright, let me get the... It's in the Street Grimoire book. So... Witch's Moss. You can... you take out the moss and use it, and it will grant you the paralyzing touch power. Which you will keep for the next several minutes.
I'm touching.
Great.
Paralyzing touch.
Hit him in the back of the head again.
Just give him a little tap.
That way, even if he succeeds on the save, it still hurts.
Since, okay, so the way the moss works is you actually have to use it, and it grants you the power, and then using the power is a separate turn, but since you were ducked behind a wall, able to prepare for this guy approaching, we can assume that you used it in advance. Like,
Okay,
when she was
great.
getting her knucks out, you could be pull out the moss. It says it's a contact activation. You maybe pop it in your mouth and chew it up, or rub it on your skin or something, or rub it on your hands. I don't know.
I chew it up.
Yeah. You do something to kick it off, and then your hands are faintly glowing and look all and the skin tightens around them, and you can see your veins really clearly, and you feel very cold. And now you can roll your magic. You can run up to somebody. The way this power works is you can run up to somebody and use your magic plus agility opposed by their intuition and willpower. And if it succeeds, then it will paralyze the target, I believe. So, do you want to
Great,
try to touch him?
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up to him from my closest vantage, reach out, try to touch him at as much distance as I can.
Alright, roll magic plus agility.
Okay, tell me again where I roll in here, sorry.
Let's see. You will, look in your character sheet, and click on... Oh, magic's not on the core stats, let's see. Oh, yes it is. your character sheet, on that front page, the skills tab, which has like all your core stats on it. There's magic in like the kind of to the right hand side, a little bit down. You'll click on the word magic to roll your magic, and then when that little dialogue opens, you will.
I'm on the left, or I'm on the right hand side, right? These little icons on the right. Sorry.
On your character sheet, are you in the skills tab?
Where do I open my character sheet?
It's the actors. Yeah, so the actors tab, it's the third one.
Great. Okay, here we go. Got it. Yes. Okay, skills.
Tab, over on the right in the middle, kind of, is magic.
Mm-hmm.
You'll click on that, and it'll open a little magic dialogue.
Great. Okay.
And you're rolling magic plus intuition, so you want to do magic, and then in the second drop down, pick intuition.
I'm in magic. I don't see where to add intuition. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Did it open a little dialogue? It says attributes. When you click on that, click on the word magic. Oh,
yeah,
not the
on the white word. Okay.
Go to the skills tab.
Got
in
it.
the skills tab, there's a magic stat over on the right hand side.
Okay, great. Got it. Okay, and here.
And
I want magic and also agility, you said? Intuition.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. It is magic and agility. You were right.
Okay.
Magic and agility. And then
Thank you
just
for your
roll. Woo! Only one success. It's opposed by his intuition and willpower. Let's see if he whiffs it.
Does he get like -2 because he's badly wounded or something?
Yeah, he does.
And distracted.
Yeah, he's getting -2 to it. Intuition, and it automatically applies it. Intuition and willpower.
Was Cressida not part of the ambush thing? Does that not?
That doesn't affect the die pool.
No, it affects
Oh.
ambushing affects surprise tests.
Oh,
which
okay,
affects
okay.
the initiative tracker and potentially gives people extra turns over other people.
Got it.
But it doesn't affect the
Okay.
actual dice of the rolls you make, like it would indeed. Alright, here we go. He's probably going to resist it because the roll wasn't great. Oh, and he rolled like an ace.
Holy crap.
Yeah. You touch the back of his neck and he just jerks out of the way and sort of shoves you backwards. You take a couple steps back and you didn't make contact long enough for it to sink in. You'll be able to attempt it further on subsequent actions, potentially.
Okay.
It still hurt him though.
Yeah. Well, that didn't.
My boss.
Hi, boss. Alright. Alright. After Cressida finishes grabbing and messing with the security guard, a woman steps out of the elevator. She looks somewhat sinister. Her eyes are glowing in a faint blue color, and she is dressed in long black robes with a corporate DDS logo printed on them. She steps out into the room, looks around, and says, "Are you the bitch that dismissed my spirit?" And then, but she says this to Kelsey, who happens to be in front of her.
No!
Yeah.
That's right. You are technically not.
She
Do I look like a spirit fighter to you?
To be fair, neither of you do.
This one's called spirit. This one's called sorcery. Put them up, lady.
I mean, I guess one of you looks like a street samurai and the other looks like somebody in a sweater. But neither of you really looks like a wizard, so she just guessed. Anyway, she steps out and she's gonna cast a spell.
That is so unfortunate.
Yepers. So please hold. She.
Counterspell.
Let's see.
That's the name of your backhand,
Uh-huh.
Kelsey. Counterspell.
Alright. Sorry.
And then Cressida just like, Pikachu, I choose you, and throws out her rat at the spirit.
I really did think this Wage Mage was gonna be like, I don't know why I saw Mage and thought like Matrix, but I was like, oh cool, they've got someone, we've got someone.
I thought it was going to be
the spider chick.
girl.
Yeah. Man, this is unfortunate.
All right.
She'll probably appear in the Matrix here in a second.
She is going to cast Stunbolt at Kelsey, who is in front of her with a clear line of vision. She's going to step out. Some like lightning is going to start arcing around her hand, and then she's going to point it at you, and it's just going to shoot like a stunning taser bolt at you, basically. This is going to be spellcasting test. Let's see. Spellcasting plus magic. This is going to be opposed by. This is a mana spell, so this is basically stunning you by stunning your soul, not your physical body. So this is going to be opposed by willpower rather than body. You're welcome.
What?
Yeah.
You suck.
Under the soul.
This was intentional. You looked at my build and said,
No.
what's her
This is the
what's
spell
her
she has.
dump stat?
I didn't even stat this character. But it shall be. Her magic stat isn't like all filled in and stuff, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll the dice for this. Roll. There it goes. Didn't work the first time. Oh, 2 successes.
Two hits.
Alright.
What do I roll?
1 sec. This is going to inflict stun damage equal to. This is going to do 5 stun damage to you, and you get to resist it with just rolling your willpower. It'll be reduced by 1 for each point of willpower success you get.
That's just rude.
What's your willpower?
3?
Presumably bad for the reaction here.
Presumably what?
Bad.
That's not great.
Alright, you take
That's,
5 stun
that's-
damage. That is going to. I filled it in. You take a -1 on all dice tests until further notice. Until you're able to rest it off. Alright.
Cool.
You get tased with a stun bolt. And then we are back around to the second initiative pass. Kelsey, Cressida, and the corporate mage all did not have sufficient initiative to get a second turn here. So Echo, Orion, and the security guard are each going to get to go one more time.
Oh, it's because I dodged the security guard. Did the security guard, when he was dodging Kelsey, or not Kelsey, Cressida, that didn't lower his initiative?
I don't think that one to dodge. That was just
He
to
didn't
resist
take a
one.
dodge action, yeah. It was just his body stat resisting the effect of the paralyze. Alright, Echo and Orion. You each have another turn available here. Starting with Echo, what would you like to do? He says, I've got it! And then you hear a distant, ah! From the hallway.
Okay. I'm gonna jack out, I guess.
Okay.
Or whatever necromancers or technomancers do.
Yeah, I believe it'll take your action to do it in a way that doesn't dump shock you. Well,
That's fine. Can I also use my simple action to command my sprite to do something?
sure. What would you like
And then
to
use
do?
my complex to jack out, I guess.
Yeah. Check out.
Yeah, jacking something.
Check out is a simple action.
But I want to command my sprite to do a diagnostics on my gun, which is gonna make things fun.
Alright, what does that do?
Basically, it says it evaluates the inner workings of an electronic device, and it lets me add a teamwork test to use or repair the device.
Okay.
So I get to add a bunch of dice to my gun shooting.
Okay. If any hits are rolled, the character gets +1 limit bonus, and each hit adds 1 die to the character's dice pool to use or repair the item. Okay. So you have a smart gun. You're having your sprite basically go in and buff it so that it's gonna functioning. Your sprite is helping you aim it and use it.
Yeah, but I gotta roll his diagnostics check to see how many
Okay.
things
do
I
that.
have. So it's gonna be 6 his level plus another 6 plus 3 for data processing. So that should be
Okay.
15 total.
All right.
A lot. 2.
2 successes on 15 dice.
Unbelievable.
Less than
All
half
right.
average. All right. But yeah, you give the sprite the command, and then you jack out.
Yep.
You're back in physical space. You can hear a combat happening in the next room over, and your turn is complete. Orion, you're up.
Okay. Assuming the call hasn't gone out to the security forces, would I be able to simple action jack out, complex action jam signals to try and prevent the call to the bronze security thing to go out? It says it's 100 meters is what the radius is. Well, actually, it doesn't say radius. I just assume it's...
Checking. 1 sec. Let's see. Jam signals. This action turns the wireless device you're using into a local jammer. As long as you do not use the device for any further matrix actions, the device adds any hits you get to the noise rating for all matrix actions conducted by or targeting any devices within 100 meters. What that means is it's a dice penalty on matrix actions within a radius of you, is what it will amount to. But that will only affect things that require die rolls. And making a call or sending a signal is not going to require a die roll. So it's going to have nothing to modify. I think the alert going out is too simple of a thing to be affected by the noise modifier.
Yeah, that I have no reason to jam signals that would just create more issues. Then I will jack out, but before I do that, I want to look at the file that I copied over just to make sure that there is something on it.
Okay. So you can access the file, look it over, and then jack out, and that'll be your turn.
Yeah.
Alright. You open up data file 2B697-3A. It appears to be it's a concise text-based file that looks to be some sort of shipping record. It details the information about a particular package that was shipped, that it has timestamps for when it was shipped out and when it was received, and a few notes about its contents. Here's what you're able to discern from a quick glance. It was shipped out by an anonymous individual from Ares Macro Technology. It was labeled Cerberus TS, whatever that means. It was shipped out from a warehouse at Point Park, which is on the shore of Lake St. Clair. It was shipped to somebody named Jay Sampson, who was to receive it on the other side of the lake at a separate warehouse. But there's also been an edit made to the record that is logged as part of the record. After it was shipped out, it was edited to change the recipient and to give it a new shipping code. And instead of going across Lake St. Clair to whoever Jay Sampson is, it was shipped back to the same receiver who shipped it out. It remained at the warehouse and was picked up and taken back to Ares. And the other notes that you can see at a glance on the file are that it was 3 sealed containers labeled caustic, awakened, fragile, and deep refrigerated.
Okay, well, I'm glad to know that this file isn't blank, which was my main concern. After reading that for my simple action, I do remember the lady saying that we would find out more about our friend.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't look like that's necessarily mentioned in this file.
No.
Was she inferring or implying that it would be somewhere in the records here?
No. She was...
She was saying she would give us that information.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I'll take that file and read it and then jack out.
Okay. Elric, I just saw that you were saying that my audio was low, so I'm moving a little closer. In the meantime, let's see.
In the flesh world.
Security guard is going to get to take another swing with his stun baton. This time it is going at Cressida.
Okay, do I still have another? I think my Witch's Moss is probably still my best shot.
It's the security guard's turn, though.
Oh, okay, go.
Yeah, he's just swinging at you.
Because his initiative was like above 10. After each time we go through, it subtracts 10, and so he's got another turn
he
in
gets
this
a
same
freebie
group.
turn, and then we go to a fresh initiative roll. This is the last action anybody gets. So,
Thank you.
Security guard is going to swing the stun baton at you. Oof, he gets a pretty stinking good roll. Alright, he got 5 hits on 6 dice. Jeez Louise. You're gonna get to roll to resist stun damage. He's tasing you with a stun baton and got a near perfect roll.
Great. So what kind of roll is that? Physical? Sure.
To resist stun damage is...
If it's physical, you and I have the wrong people attacking each other, Cressida.
Yeah, you got a stun baton swinging at the fragile one, and you've got like a mana bolt going at the one with no willpower. Not ideal.
That's fine. Me and Echo about to walk in with a couple of Glocks loaded with killing curses, so we'll see
Right.
what kind of sword and sorcery this will fix.
I'm checking for what you rolled to resist stun damage. 1 sec. Make sure we're finding it. 1 sec. 173 resist damage, stun damage. All right. Where is this? It says armor is used with body to make damage resistance tests. Okay. You roll your body stat. Each success you get on it is going to reduce the stun damage by 1.
What's your body stat, Kelsey?
I bet it's great.
1.
Oh,
God. You are also taking
Does she
5 stun damage.
have an
like
option to dodge this?
No, she's out of initiative.
Oh, so that okay.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Alright.
Ouch. Ouch is correct.
This is gonna be 5. 6,
We both took 5
Okay.
stun damage.
1, 2, 3.
Is there? How do we see the
Okay,
initiative?
this is pretty bad, but
It's
here's
the
what's happening.
swords.
Cressida, you take a massive amount of stun damage. You are taking a -7 to all dice pools until further notice, and some of it spilled over into being additional physical damage because it shocked you so hard. You basically are just jolted into oblivion. Everything is, your ears are ringing, everything looks white, and you're just seeing a blurry slow motion image of what's happening in the room now while trying to stay on your feet. When you get time to sit and take a breather, that penalty will go away, but some of the physical burns on your skin will remain.
Ooh.
So that's great. That will conclude the initiative. We're going around to a fresh roll here. Roll for everybody. Ryan.
I switched to need space.
Okay, good.
How are you rolling
Oh,
22?
hang on. Yeah, I'm in meat space, so you might have to re-roll mine.
Okay.
I forgot to swap mine.
All right.
Forgot that I
Let me know
need to
when
do
it's
that.
Swapped.
It's swapped.
I'll re-roll yours. Re-roll initiative. All right, there you go. That seems.
That feels more accurate.
All right.
Yeah.
Kelsey has the. Why it jumps to the middle of the initiative every time. All right. Kelsey has the highest initiative. You're getting a turn here. The security guard and your friend both are pretty messed up. He's bleeding from the face and pretty dazed, and Cressida is like stumbling and barely able to function.
I'm gonna uppercut the security guard.
All right, go ahead and make another shot here. He doesn't have enough initiative. Oh yeah, he could. Yes, he could try to dodge me.
Is he gonna try and dodge me this time?
Yeah, he will.
How much does it cost to dodge? Is it 5?
-5.
5.
He's gonna be bad at it anyway, but yeah, he will. He's taking a pretty big dice penalty. Oh, that's
More
gonna
hits.
be more than enough to down this guy. Let me just check if he like gets some crazy dodge roll, but I doubt it. Oh, critical glitch. All right.
Can I knock him back like into her? Can he just like?
he got a critical glitch on his dodge, which probably means he's distracted or something. I think he stun batons Cressida and is grinning while she like, and he's like got a sadistic grin on his face, and then you just reach over and uppercut him right in the jaw, and he doesn't even see it coming, and he goes down.
Thanks, Kelsey.
I don't know how to mark him as down on the thing, but he is down. Yeah, you have a simple action and can move if you want to. The mage girl looks pretty shaken by this. She looks concerned.
I'm gonna look at the mage girl and just like knucks up, be like, "You're next," and like, and that's my turn because I don't know what else to do.
Orion.
Yeah, I'm gonna jack down.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm just gonna take a step towards her.
Okay.
I'm assuming I also heard like the commotion from the other room. And I got my gun drawn. I don't know how far I can move, but I want to move into the other room.
Okay. All right. Your movement is a fixed number of meters, which is how many squares. And I believe it is.
It's the first one, right?
It probably says it somewhere on your sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, the top.
Ah, okay.
That's
The
how
first
many
one
meters you
walk
move
on.
by default. If you move, you can move up to double that, but if you go over the speed number, and if you go between the speed number and double the speed number, then you count as running, which gives you a -2 on other actions that you take. And if you want to go any faster than that, you have to actually spend your actions for the turn doing it and roll dice to see how much you can sprint.
Okay. So I can move.
You can move up
10.
to double it if you take a -2 on your other actions for the turn.
Josh, your voice is so quiet in stream. I just took a listen. Everyone else sounds kind of normal, but you are so quiet.
Okay.
Alright, I moved my full 10. I walked casually in here.
Okay.
And I see our wage mage.
Testing. Why is this not?
That was definitely louder for us.
It's not louder in chat though, in the stream.
Testing. Yeah, I see it's not going very high, but I have the gain all the way up. I don't know why it's doing that.
Is it grabbing the right mic?
I'm checking that. It looks like it
I was
is.
gonna say.
It's labeled the right mic.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your turn. Bill.
It's okay.
No.
Oh. Wow, it was labeled the right mic, but it was getting it from a different one.
Weird.
Should be better now. Thank you for the heads up, Elric. Sorry it took so long to figure it out.
Yeah, you're definitely louder.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Anyway.
so much better.
Yeah, it's labeled as using the right mic, but it wasn't. Okay. Anyway.
All right, I walk the 10 meters I can in here. I take my, what gun is it? My Ares Lightfire 75,
Mm-hmm.
and I point it at the Wage Mage,
Okay.
and I pull the trigger.
Okay. Go ahead. It'll be a -2 for having moved
It's
faster
-2
than
for
your.
having moved. I moved by walk speed.
Oh, you went. You have. Oh, never mind. I thought you went your run speed. I thought you went over your walk speed. You're good. Oh, it's 10:20, not 5:10. Got it.
So I'm assuming it's pistols.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sheesh.
Those dice
Well,
don't
at least
look
I didn't
good.
get a glitch.
Sure, you could have hit me.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna be like, get back in the elevator.
Bang. Yeah.
No!
She visibly shudders. And then.
Look, if I can scare her away.
All right. And then we are going to Echo.
Okay. So I'm gonna use one simple and try to blow another task on this sprite and see if I can get a better roll.
Okay.
Diagnostic stuff.
Okay.
6 is a lot better. Cool. Okay. I have 8 movement, so I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Which one's the Wage Mage?
She's
One
right
in
by
front of
the
me?
elevator. You got a bunch of friends in front.
So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just come stand behind me and steady your gun on my shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know if I can move that much.
I was just screwing around. I can get my ears replaced.
Here now, okay. Right at my final movement amount. Okay, I'm gonna try to shoot at this person.
Okay.
So I get a +6 from the thing. And that ups my limit by that much, right? So...
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
5 hits is crazy.
Okay. That was shooting at the
the
Mage.
mage.
All right.
And it's 6 physical, I guess.
+1 for each hit beyond the first,
Oh wow.
up to your limit. 6, 7, 8, 9. She has no armor. Body stat. With our wound modifiers, that becomes very bad. Yeah, she just takes a shot right in the chest and goes down.
Just gonna
The
turn around and
flash
be like,
goes out of her eyes and she hits the
all
ground.
right, Echo. Nice job, everybody. Nice job.
How's Cressida?
You all right?
He's like twitching on the floor.
Cressida, I have excellent news for you. I said you got a -7 to all actions. It's actually only a -6 because 2 XX points of stun damage only turns into 1 point of physical spillover. So, you're only taking a -6.
That's tremendous.
You have a horrific headache and you can't focus, but you're still on your feet and able to function. Just anything requiring dice rolls is going to take a massive penalty until you're able to rest off the taser. Why don't you all discuss what you want to do for a minute? I'm going to take a quick bathroom break because I need to go. So I'll be back in like a minute. If anybody else wants to duck, you can. But I'll BRB.
We should definitely get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, and the security guard on the ground, his biomonitor under his vest is going.
Oh no, he was smuggling a vibrator. We gotta get out of here.
Wait, what does that mean?
They all had biomonitors that alerted if something happened to the security guards.
Yeah, so they know he's down.
So we have to get out fast.
Yeah, we got Boogie.
Cool deal. Do we think that there are, like, tracers for weapons and things in this game? Like, if I steal his gun, do we think that, like...
I mean, you can track icons and stuff with certain, like, programs and technomancer abilities.
But, like, a stun gun and, like, a physical weapon?
Probably not.
I mean, I'd snag it. We can sell it or something.
Yeah. Do we think that, Krusty, you're our most magey person. Do you think she's got anything you'll need? Or want?
I can check her.
I mean,
As long
look,
as it doesn't require a roll.
He ransacked the box.
I mean, unless it's something visible, I don't know what to take off her. I could probably summon some spirits to try to help with something, but I don't think that's going to work out for me here.
So what's our escape plan?
The stairs. We
Um,
don't have to worry about being subtle anymore because they clearly know we're here.
but how are we going to get out when we get to the bottom floor? There's like a whole parking garage. And like a whole foyer full of people. This doesn't exit out of the backside of the building.
It's assuming that they're in the foyer.
Does the elevator go down to garage level? Can we try to get in the elevator and force the doors, keep the doors closed if it opens at the foyer?
That's another thing. Maybe. Because the elevator's technically open to where we're at.
We
Do
should
you
ask
think they'll
Josh if the
start flooding the
elevator is
stairs?
connected to the system. We could probably jam it or something
What's going on?
if it's possible.
Two things.
Yeah.
First thing, looting that body. Second thing, are the elevators connected to, like, you said, the internal system? Something they could control?
And can we use them to get all the way back down to the garage?
The only wireless network you're aware of is the host mainframe that is controlled from the room that you are in, and you see no wireless icon coming from the elevator. It seems to just be an
Okay.
ordinary, self-contained, mechanically operated elevator.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to be networked. What was the other question?
Does the elevator go all the way back down to the garage?
Yeah. Well, it goes down to the ground floor, yeah. And then the garage is through the lobby and the tunnel.
And then Amy wanted to loot.
Loot bodies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Which
gonna take
one?
a stun gun. I'm gonna start with security guard. I'm gonna take a stun gun,
Stun baton.
any stun baton, any other actual weapon he has. I'm stuck on his dead body again.
He has a real weapon. He was using the stun baton instead. He has an Ares Predator 3, which is a fairly dated heavy pistol. He has a taser, a stun baton. He has a Defiance EX Shocker taser, a stun baton, and strapped to his belt he also had a smoke grenade.
I'm taking all of his weapons
All right.
and just like strapping them to my shit.
All right.
And I'm gonna like spin the stun baton last and like hook it in. Alright, let's bounce!
We'll grab
Are there
stats
any
for things as
magical
needed.
artifacts, or perhaps Tylenol visible on the lady?
Funnily enough, the security guard has a dose of has a bottle with a single pill in it in his pocket.
I will take that.
Throw that to you.
Don't even know what it is. Just taking it.
Uh-huh. It is actually unlabeled.
Drugs.
As far as the wage mage goes, 1 sec, let me check. I'm not sure if she had anything.
This music is like banging, man. I love it.
This is labeled car chase music.
It's perfect.
Um,
I want to go for a drive.
GTFO.
I want to run down a flight of stairs, like away from people chasing me.
Let me check 1 sec. She
While Josh
has.
is checking something, one of us should take control of the flying drone outside as well. Otherwise, our escape's probably going to be a little bit more difficult.
She just has a comm link on her.
Take it.
Alright, I'll take the comm link and the unlabeled pill.
Okay. Noted.
Don't eat both of them. Just put the
Probably
complicated-
I'm only eating one of them.
Probably. We'll see how desperate you get. You might eat a comm link if you're in a really tight spot. Alright, yeah, what are we doing? You're standing around in a lobby with like a reception desk. There's a huge double door to like a corporate office of some kind. You got the stairs, you got the elevator.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna swap my programs because that's a free action in general. I'm gonna put on the baby monitor and unload armor.
Alright.
So now I know what my Overwatch score is. And then I want to, without using VR if I can, try and find that drone that was flying outside. And take control of it, turn it off, drive it somewhere else, whatever I need to do.
Alright.
Whatever's the easiest.
Is this a 2 elevator building or a 1 elevator building?
1.
Cool deal. I'm gonna
suggest the stairs, man.
Yeah, well, Cressida, go stand and keep the elevator from closing real quick. I'm gonna run over to the stairs and listen to see if people are
just drag
coming
one of
up
the bodies in
stairs.
there.
Bill, if you want to do matrix actions to try to hack into a drone while the group is running, you're either going to have to stay behind to do it or have somebody carry you the whole way.
I'll run over, pick him up, and like stick my head out the stairs.
Alright, you won't be able to fight while holding him.
That's fine. If she needs to drop me, she can drop me.
Alright.
Yeah, I just imagine like Cressida dragging like the wage mage body halfway through the elevator. Ding! Ding!
Alright. So catch me up. You are grabbing Kelsey is heaving Milo up onto her back, who is going limp to go into matrix space to try to find and hack a drone. Nico is doing what? You're just with the group?
Scouting the stairs.
Okay. You go check the stairs. You peek down. You don't immediately notice anything.
All right, coast is clear, guys. Let's move on.
Yep, take it one flight at a time.
Stairs down. All right. As you run down the stairs, the motion sensors are going beep beep, beep beep.
Are they? I disabled all the motion sensors.
Oh, you did already? Okay.
I ripped them all out of the wall, man.
All right. It's pretty irrelevant at this point.
They know
But
we're
it's
here,
fine.
but they don't know
They don't know where we are.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you're running down the stairs. You're stepping over the remains of broken motion sensors. So one of them crunches underfoot as you're running down the stairs. You are running and spiraling your way down, and you make it all the way to the first floor without encountering anyone. Milo.
Yes.
Matrix perception to locate the drone's icon.
Okay. Perception. Intelligence. How do I add my... I'm sorry, it's been a minute.
What
Matrix
you need?
perception, computer plus intuition. How do I add my intuition to this roll when I hit computer?
I think it does it by default. Probably when you do a computer roll, it'll ask you what attribute to link to it, and it'll probably default to intuition, but I'm not sure.
Okay, no, it's doing logic. There we go. That was the problem.
Okay.
Or it's.
Alright, you locate the icon of the drone. It is circling the building, and it is hovering... Oh, well, no. You locate the icon. It's actually a trace action to figure out its physical location. But yes, you picked up the icon of the drone. Somewhere within 100 meters of you.
Okay. Can I... yeah. Screw it. Can I just destroy it in some way? Turn it off?
Matrix combat?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You can just attack the icon to try to do matrix damage to it to disable it.
Okay, like data spike?
Yeah.
What does more
Well,
damage?
it's, let's see.
There's data spike, brute force, crash program.
It'll be something using the attack attribute. One sec. Matrix combat. Crash program, data spike. Yeah, let's look at both of those.
Data spike is just cause matrix damage equal to attack +1 per net hit +2 per mark.
Mm-hmm. 39, there we go. Found the page. Finally. Scramble one of its running programs. You know, specify, blah, blah, blah. Data spike. Send harmful instructions to a persona or device causing matrix damage. That's what you want. You want data spike.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead and roll cyber combat plus logic versus the firewall of the drone.
3.
3? Okay. Yeah, this is a jam. Right here.
Yeah.
1 hit. Reduced to 2. How much damage does it do? Equal to your net. Equal to it's your attack rating plus 2. What's the attack rating of your cyber deck?
The attack rating of my cyber deck is 3.
Okay. You're gonna take
5?
yeah. It's gonna take 5 matrix damage, which doesn't quite take it out yet, and you take 1 damage from its defense roll. Because the way matrix combat works is hits on defense rolls do damage to you.
Okay.
So you'll take 1 matrix damage.
Where does that go?
I
I've never
don't know.
taken damage. I don't know what.
I don't know, but
Physical?
I recommend just go ahead and make another attack roll to continue this
Okay.
while you're being run down the stairs. Because we know 1 damage isn't enough to take you out.
Dang. Only 1 hit
Wow. Okay.
on 12 dice.
Crazy.
This music kind of got me amped up. I want to add it to my workout playlist.
It got no successes, so you do the damage of the thing plus 1.
So 4 damage.
Okay, that takes it out. You've crashed the
Nice.
drone. It's gonna shut down and reboot, which presumably will
Alright.
take it out of the sky and take it out of functioning for some period of time. It might even destroy it.
Alright, I'll jack out as soon as it's down and let everyone know the drone's done.
Alright, he wakes up on your back and says that he has disabled the drone.
Cool deal. I'm gonna poke my head out the bottom floor door
Oh, no,
and see what we're working with.
Okay. There are flashing red and blue lights from the street. It looks like local law enforcement have arrived, and there's a police perimeter forming out on the main street. You also look, and in the parking garage, there are now 3 security guards standing around where that guy got bit by a rat earlier.
Well, 3 guys is better than the police.
It's probably a matter of time before the police surround the building and you have to fight through some kind of perimeter of armed police, so...
I'm gonna turn and look at them and be like, smoke grenade and run.
Smoke grenade, run.
I'm gonna get out of the door, pull the thing, and just chuck it as hard as I can at the 3 guards.
Alright, let's see how smoke grenades work. This whole game is rules referencing. It's glorious. Alright, one sec. Smoke grenade. Smoke grenade releases a cloud of smoke over an area with a diameter of 10 meters. The cloud obscures vision, applying visibility modifiers for smoke to relevant tests. The cloud lasts for approximately 4 combat and longer in confined areas. So, you create a smoke cloud in between you and the guards. It's going to give you a smoke modifier on tests, which will presumably give you a bunch of extra dice to stealth, and a penalty to dice for people to shoot through it or deal damage to you that way. So, if you want, you can chuck it between you and the guards, and then try to sneak through concealment so that they lose track of which way you have gone, or just run for it as fast as you can, in which case they might take a penalty to shooting at you through the smoke. It's a question of whether you trust all of you making stealth rolls with like 3 extra dice, or whether you trust just running for it and hopefully the concealment from the smoke making them miss you.
Do you guys trust your stealth, or do you want to just run?
Probably just run.
Yeah. I mean, I have an okay stealth, but I figured it's time to book it.
All right. Running for it.
Running for it.
All right. You throw the smoke grenade outside of the tunnel leading to the parking garage, and then once it creates a smoke screen and you see the guards are going to disappear behind it. They're going to see the smoke and hear the smoke and turn their attention towards it, and then they just get covered up by a cloud of smoke, and you can hear them shouting things at each other, and then you can all go dashing through the door and just like run for the back of the complex and try to hit the fence if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So
Can I declare that I'm doing something while we're running?
what would you like to do while you're running?
I want to pull one of my flashbangs and just like rip it out with my teeth and chuck it their way too. I just want to create as much confusion as possible.
What is the exact name of it? Is it Flash Pack or something else?
It's grenade flashbang.
Flashbang grenade. These stun grenades create a bright, loud, shocking blast distributed equally over a radius of 10 meters. Alright, that does blast special, damage special.
Can I do something while we're running and throw a regular grenade?
Do you have a regular grenade?
No, of course I don't.
Good lord. This group. Alright. Special 10-meter blast radius. Alright. It'll do some stun damage to the guard. Okay. You can chuck it through the cloud to where you saw the guards. Because there's a bunch of guards, it's a long distance and you're sprinting, I'm going to hand wave it a bit and say it's going to go off. It's going to do varying amounts of stun damage to the different guards depending on where they happen to be standing relative to where it happens to land. But I'm just going to apply another -1 die modifier to anything the guards do after that while you're running. Okay?
What else? I'm just trying to create a fun narrative. I'm less of like, oh, this will do dumb shit, and more like,
it'll do something. It's just calculating the exact stun damage to all the different guards, figuring out where they're standing if we're not actually going to like fight it out to the death anyway. It's going to do some amount of stun damage on their stun damage tracks, which is going to be a dice penalty to them. Especially if there's not other sources of damage going in that are going to take them down. I'm just going to hand wave it and say that they take some amount of stun damage, and any dice coming out of them are going to be at another -1. And then you all sprint for the back gates. You reach, or the back fence. You reach chain link fence with razor wire over the top of it. Now, our rolls to get over the razor wire are going to matter because they are time sensitive. While the guards are scrambling, there's enough time for everybody to make one attempt to jump the fence. If somebody wants to sacrifice, say, a jacket, then I'll let you bypass the razor wire without anybody taking damage. And if people fail to get over, then the guards are gonna come running, and you're gonna have to contend with them. So,
I mean, can
does
I
anybody want to
sacrifice
volunteer
the rest
to be
of
the?
my jacket?
Yeah, I mean, you took it off and put it on, and it was shredded up, but you still have it. You could use it again.
Yeah, I'll just throw it over there.
You'll probably be in a situation where if you want to keep the jacket after getting down the other side, you would have to run back into range of the guards to grab it. So,
I'll
You
just
can buy a
leave
new
it.
one.
okay, so you're gonna fling your jacket over, and everybody gets one free shot to jump the fence. This is gonna be a. Please hold. Your call is important to us. Does anybody know the skills in this game?
Gymnastics?
That one, probably. Was that what it was last time?
I have no idea.
You didn't make us roll last time because we were in a
Ah,
rush and I had
yeah.
a jacket.
Alright, I'm scanning. It's called something different in every freaking RPG. Alright. Skills. Balance, climbing, dance, leaping, parkour, and rolling is all under gymnastics. Yeah, this is definitely this. Alright. There's a freaking gnat in my office. It's driving me crazy. Alright. This is going to be a gymnastics roll from everybody. All you need is a single success to hop this fence. It's not a particularly high or secure fence, but, you know, when you are
Easy.
a flimsy sweater-wearing sorcerer with a bunch of taser damage, it might be pretty hard to clear it.
Can I, like, help her somehow?
Did you already roll to go over yourself?
I did.
What if we
And I
don't
did.
have a gymnastics skill?
You just roll it at a -2. It might automatically factor that on the character sheet. I'm not sure.
It's showing me as a -1.
Yeah, it's a -1.
It's a -1. Okay.
But
I'm rolling what again? What am I rolling?
Gymnastics.
gymnastics.
Okay.
Should be on your skills list on there.
Alright, come on, Cressida!
We have success, 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 but the hard one is going to be Cressida because she is messed up.
0 dice.
0.
Oh yeah, she
Can
has 0
I-
dice. She's going to need to be helped
Hold
over,
on.
or somebody's going to need
They
to.
would've known that he's wounded.
Yes, we would have known that she's incapable of getting over the fence in her current state. Somebody's going to have to come up with a creative solution or do something else.
Can I... If we would have known that,
Yes.
can Orion have waited to climb the fence, and can I sit on top and just have him, like lift her over the fence? How tall of a fence are we talking?
It's like a 6-foot fence. Hold on.
I was gonna say, like, can I get down to like my knees or something and have her climb on my shoulders and Cressida pick her up and pull her over?
They form a human pyramid.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, here's what I'll say. The 3 of you succeeded in getting over. If you want to forego all 3 of you getting over, you can automatically declare that the 3 of you managed to get Cressida over. And
If
then
we wanna
you'll have
forego
to.
What?
If the 3 of you forego getting over this round, you can declare that
Okay.
you used your 3 successes to get Cressida over, but that all 3 of you are still on this side of the fence when the guards
Yeah.
come running.
I'm fine with that. How do you guys feel?
I roll 4 dice, but I'm fine with it.
Okay.
All right. We're going to do an initiative roll for you 3 and the guards.
Sorry, guys.
No, hey, we
Nope.
got you over the fence.
Take off running.
I'm gonna take off walking.
Go to the rendezvous point.
Yeah, back to the rendezvous.
Orion, Kelsey, Echo, security. You all beat security. If you want, you can all make an attempt to hop the fence, and if everybody succeeds again, you'll all be clear before the security gets a turn.
I'm gonna roll last, so you guys go ahead.
Kelsey
Can we
won the
go out of
initiative,
turn
so
order?
you're going first.
Ah, damn it.
I was saying, like, I wasn't sure how turn order would work.
Yeah, you can rearrange if you want to.
Can I go last? Or can I go after Echo?
That's fine. You can delay to go after Echo. Orion?
Alright. Oh, 2 successes. I
You
got
cleared
2
it
more than
easily.
Last time. 1 more than last time.
Alright, Echo? You get to do that, and then you get to run for it. You still have your full movement after you clear the other side, which means you can sprint for, like, cover, which might be a dumpster or an adjacent building or something.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, you cleared it easily, too. Kelsey?
Alright, let me not fumble. So many dice for one success.
Kelsey, you clear the fence. Everybody clears the fence. Cressida having been hefted over by all three of the other players, dragging you up and over, putting themselves at risk to get you over, and then everybody successfully vaults the fence. You all run for a nearby source of cover, which might be like a fountain or a dumpster or something in the little plaza behind the building. And Kelsey, since you cleared it last, I'm going to say you glance back over your shoulder. You see the three guards clearing out of the smoke, looking around in every direction, guns drawn, pointing in different directions. And one of them distantly points in your direction, and then you duck behind the dumpster and are just out of there. And scene. You've cleared free of the building. You make it back to the rendezvous uninterrupted.
Huzzah.
Huzzah,
Thank you
indeed.
for not leaving me for dead.
This is what teams are for, and this is how teams die. So, you clear free, you make it back to several blocks away, just some street corner bus stop where you are all out of breath, tired of dragging your way through the snow, and you all plop down and sit somewhere in a fairly busy intersection where you're unlikely to run into conflict. And you all plop down on a bench, huffing and puffing.
That was a lot, guys.
That was quite the workout. Echo, what a shot, my guy. I am still just flabbergasted.
Yeah. Been practicing.
I can tell. Cressida, holy cow. You, like, dispersed that, like, magic thing outside. That was nuts.
I did.
I'm just glad we didn't
You
get caught.
took a stun baton to the chest instead of making me take it. Proud of you. Phenomenal.
Thanks.
Orion, you got the file?
Cressida,
Oh,
on your
crap, I
upper
left it
chest
back
and
there.
neck,
Yes,
you
I
just
have.
have like a huge burn mark from the stun baton. It's all like red and charred on your skin in places. It hurts like hell. You took so much stun damage it spilled over into being physical damage, so it actually left a mark that's going to take some time to heal.
It's alright, that stuff heals with time. Maybe it'll leave a cool scar.
She's sitting
Think
on the
we
bench
should
just
get-
twitching.
Good story, at least.
I think we should get Cressida some armor.
Maybe.
Probably.
All right.
Probably.
Your mission was to retrieve the data file and deliver it to, leave it on a chip and leave it in locker 931 at a particular metro station in the outer sprawl. So, you can decide.
But we're also allowed to leak it, from what I recall.
Yes, you are.
Which,
So, do one of you guys want to make a copy and
I absolutely will be making a copy, and...
Oh yeah, I will also be making
The
a
dark
copy.
web.
so Cressida, do you want to come with us while we go to the locker, or do you want to go ahead and head home?
I think I should go home. I'm afraid I'm a liability.
Not a liability, but you do look like you need some rest. Remember, don't ice burns. Okay? Get like some proper medicine on that.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna go home and take my unnamed pill.
Let me know what it is later.
Oh God! Hold on. You have to let me know if you do that.
I considered taking it earlier, but I think at this point I'm gonna hang on to it and I'm
Can
gonna
I-
take it later.
Can I determine what the pill is by looking at it with like a medicine?
Medicine?
Sure, yeah. It's
Can I
not
also
super
look?
obscure, so a single success on a medicine test would do it. If you get a glitch, you might come to a wrong conclusion.
Hydrocodone.
2?
Oh, you got
2
two.
successes.
Okay. Yeah. This is a stimulant that is often, it's called cram. It's a stimulant often given to military personnel that is actually quite popular, though technically not legal. And it gives you a +1 to reaction and +1d6 to your initiative dice for a period of an hour. And then when it wears off, you crash hard and take a bunch of stun damage and feel like crap for a day.
You might want to avoid taking that. Maybe just pop by like the depot and
It's like a
You know,
combat stimulant.
get like
you
a
like
sedative.
Graham to get to the metro station.
I'm gonna grab the
It
cram
says
and
in the-
just slip it into a pocket. I'm gonna enjoy using that.
It says in the description that cram users, habitual cram users appear hyper alert, almost to the point of paranoia. They react quickly and are prone to irrational outbursts. Other common side effects are jitteriness and fidgeting. All right. So Cressida splits off. The other 3 of you go to the station. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
deposit this thing.
All right. You head to the station. It's late at night. It's pushing like 1:30 a.m. when you make your way to the station. It's one of those ones that you go down a staircase in the middle of a sidewalk and down around a corner to get to the gates. And as you go down there, it is quiet, and there's just buzzing lights overhead that are on 24/7. Down in this like concrete tunnel, you can hear the distant screeching of trains going, and you round the corner to an area where there are rentable lockers. Not particularly secure for something important, but I guess if nobody knows to look there, then there's no real risk. You see the lockers. There's one other person in the whole station. It appears to be somebody slumped in a far corner wearing like a black tarp over them, possibly like a homeless person or something, just in one corner outside of the gated area, lying there not far from the lockers.
Do y'all wanna, Nico, do you want to do a scan, make sure that, or just like pop in, see if there's anything suspicious around us?
Yeah. Pop in the AR and do a scan.
Matrix perception. All right.
Yeah.
I won't make you roll the dice. There's a pretty nice comm link on the person in the tarp, which you wouldn't expect from random homeless person. There's a signal coming from him. Oh, there's actually multiple signals of different smart devices on a personal area network under that tarp. Somebody has multiple smart devices under there.
Ooh, expensive customer we got here.
When you say that, the person under the tarp pulls back the tarp, and you see an orcish face with big tusks. It's Krogar, the bodyguard of the person that hired you. He reveals his face, and he has blood dried on his face running from his nose. He looks a bit pale. His hair is disheveled, and he grunts a bit and goes, "Ugh, fuck. I wasn't sure if you were gonna make it." He tries to stand up and then slumps back down to the ground, groaning like he's in pain.
Buddy, it doesn't look like you're gonna make it.
He lifts up his hand, and you can see that he has blood on his fingers, and he's like, "I'm not sure."
Stabbed or shot?
Shot.
Josh, in D&D you can roll like medicine to try and like help people. Can you do that in Shadowrun, or do you have to have a med kit or something?
Don't ask me questions like I'm supposed to know 600 pages of rules. Please hold. We're gonna know all the answers as soon as we finish the whole campaign and stop playing. One sec. Medicine. Diagnose. Implant or remove devices. see, healing, page 205. I think you can make a medicine roll to increase the rate of healing if you take care of somebody for like a day. First aid. There you go.
First aid.
First aid plus logic mental test. Needs 2 successes minimum. Can remove boxes of damage from somebody who's badly wounded. Critical glitch might make it worse.
Well.
Requires a complex action. Takes a number of combat turns equal to doesn't matter. Yep.
I'll ask him if he wants some medical treatment.
Guess it can't hurt. As long as it's quick. I'm gonna catch the next train out of here. I was just waiting for you.
Okay. I will do the first aid. Josh, not to make your do this again, but I have a med kit.
Okay. So what does Mecha do?
Josh, what's the med kit do?
You're the one that bought it, buddy.
I bought lots of things. I don't know how they work.
First aid can only be used if you have a med kit. It's a prereq.
Okay. Oh yeah, it literally has everything. It says add medkits rating to your limit on first aid tests.
Okay.
I'm surprised. I swore I bought.
Just go ahead and roll first aid. See what the dice say.
Yeah.
We'll work out the fiddly details if it matters.
1.
All right. You patch him up. He has gunshot wounds. This guy is skirting by on like 1 or 2 remaining boxes on his physical track. He's covered in blood, and it's gonna take him a long time to recover from this. You bandage him up a bit to help with the immediate bleeding. He's cursing
Just
under
walk
his
up and
breath.
put a single band-aid over him.
Just one of the bullet holes. Just band-aid on a bullet hole.
This
yeah.
one's a princess one.
This guy's fucked up.
Sorry, you're gonna probably need to rest the rest of this off. There's not much more I can do with the regular med kit.
What happened to you? I thought we were being sent into the danger.
Yeah. I did too. Miss Johnson's dead. So's Miss Colleen, the dwarf mage. I was the only one that made it out.
Of what?
Her apartment. They figured out where she was. They caught on to what she was doing. Listen, I don't have a lot of time before I catch a train. I'm trying to get out of town before they find me, so listen good. Miss Johnson's name was Alexia Franciosa. She was a mid-level executive in the Ares weapons division. Except she was too moral for her own good. Started having some reservations about what was going on. Started leaking some protected research information. She sent you on this job to find out if her cover was blown. But I think I already know the answer to that. Let me guess, there was a package that got rerouted or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She was suspicious they were on to her. Her packages weren't making it to the people she was trying to leak them to. She was worried somebody inside Ares was tracking her and already knew. He reaches under his tarp. He pulls out a black labeled certified cred stick. It's basically a USB drive full of money. It's like a USB drive full of Bitcoin. Flips it to you.
Thank you.
I was supposed to give that to you. That's your paycheck.
What about the information?
Yeah. About that. He reaches into his tarp and he pulls out a data chip. He's like, this isn't everything she promised you. But it's what I was able to grab on my way out. He flicks it to you. He's like, do you have a friend or something named, what was it?
Corman.
Pullman.
Colin?
Coleman.
Pullman.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had one.
Had?
Yeah, he died when we were like 8.
Well, I don't know what importance he has, but he's still alive, according to what I've heard.
How is that possible? We were there when the building exploded.
Yeah, well, I guess Ares hung on to him, and they're looking for him, and so was she. There's some information on his file on that disk. I doubt it's everything that she promised you, but hopefully it'll be something. You hear distantly just, boop, next train arriving in 1 minute. And he starts to kind of limp up to his feet, and he's struggling to balance. He's like, listen, I'm getting out of town. There's nothing left for me here because I've been burned, and as soon as they find me, I'm going to be a dead man. So, there's one other thing. He pulls out his comlink and doop, 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 hits a couple buttons and transfers you a location and some contact information. He's like, you're probably wondering how she found you.
Yeah.
One sec, sorry. She had a contact on the streets, somebody named Clutch. He told her where you were. And that is where you can find him. Maybe she shared something else with him. Look, I respect her, and that's the reason I'm here. I've got no connection to you, but I respect the work that she was doing, and I think she was very brave. It got her killed. It happens in this business. But if that's of any use to you, take it, run with it. I gotta get out of here.
Well, if you find yourself still alive and back in town and need anything else done, give us a call.
Mm-hmm. He goes over to the gate, boop, scans his pass, gate's open, he steps through, and you can see the train come screeching up, and he limps towards it, waits for the doors to open, steps inside, doesn't even look back at you, disappears into the train. There's a couple of blood drips between you and him, and when the train leaves, there's no one in the station but the U3.
So what do we think? I mean, there's no way Coleman's still alive. Surely they're wrong. I don't feel like they're lying to us intentionally, but there's no way Coleman is still alive. Right?
Could be they dragged him out before they blew up the building.
But Echo, we saw him. He dropped to some insect thing long before the explosion even happened. I mean, there's no way he could survive whatever that was, right?
You know, Cressida would know more about the awakened world than me, but maybe whatever bug thing he turned into was capable of surviving such an explosion.
And you know that old myth about cockroaches surviving nuclear explosions.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is, you know, we just don't know what's going on. We need to find out more about what happened between then and now.
We should probably get to our safe house. There's definitely going to be people looking for our friend who just left.
Yeah. Are there any cameras in this
Yeah.
station?
Yeah, there's public security cameras. Operated by the local municipality.
Cool.
All right.
Yep,
All right.
bounce.
Camera pans out. Snow falling. Middle of the night. In the outer sprawl. We cut to Cressida stumbling into her apartment feeling like absolute crap. But your physical wounds do not require direct medical attention. They'll just take some time to heal on their own, and when you rest up, the stun damage will be gone. You're just going to have a wicked headache and be pretty out of it until tomorrow. And we will wrap it there. For surviving the mission and completing all objectives, everybody is awarded 4 karma. Your DM is also awarding you an additional bonus karma because I screwed you out of a portion of the promised reward. So everybody's getting 5 karma for this mission. It goes straight to your character sheet. It can be spent in a variety of ways on skills, it can be used to... karma can be spent to increase skills or acquire new qualities or cancel out negative qualities. It can't be converted into money anymore. The certified cred stick has 10,000 new yen on it, which you can divide 4 ways between you, so everybody can have 2,500 new yen. I don't know where on your character sheet that is. If somebody finds it, share it with the rest of the group.
It's in miscellaneous.
How
So
much?
everybody, 2,500 each because it was 10k on the cred stick. So everybody make sure you add it to your own sheet so that it is tracked how much money you have. As far as spending karma and spending money, there's going to be downtime between sessions. So when we start the next session, people can specify if they wanted to spend anything in the meantime. You could also wait until we start the next session and then do it during, but there will be downtime while people are recovering because you're not under immediate time pressure in any way. So if there are things you want to buy or things you want to spend karma on, you can figure it out between sessions and decide and let me know. But that will do it. So we'll take a slightly longer gap between this and the next session since we're between missions here, so it'll probably be like 3 or 4 weeks before we play again. I'll talk to the group about scheduling the next one and try to get it posted on the Discord. But if you were able to join us tonight, thank you for coming along. And we will keep this going in a few weeks. So